as we're recording this, we are about to get some really, really cold, nasty weather. So, my question tonight, it's going to be a battle of the queens. Who would win in a fight between Elsa and Iceman? Lydia, let's start with you this week.
Well, I mean, no matter what happens, they're the reason that it's so freaking cold, because I feel like Iceman would be too nice to, like, hit Elsa. So I feel like she would win just out of principle, because he'd be like, I don't want to hit a girl. Snowball to the face.
I think you may be onto something, but I think Iceman would let Elsa, like, have the first punch. But then after that, all bets are off. I have never seen Frozen or Frozen 2, so I can't accurately judge Elsa's powers, so I would have to go with Iceman. Tabitha.
As someone who enjoys the cold brings me happiness and joy. Even this cold is too cold for me, and I feel like Elsa and I are very similar in our attitudes and our enjoyment / not enjoyment of the cold, and also liking to be by ourselves and alone. So I'm going to say Elsa would let Iceman win, just so she didn't have to take responsibility for this garbage.
Fair.
Valid.
Matt.
I think if it was just an out and out slugfest, I would have to go Iceman. He's always been Loki, one of my favorite X-Men, and I always feel like
Loki wasn't an X-Men.
No, he. Hate you.
You broke Ted.
That was good.
Anyway, you were saying.
And here I thought we were going to get a shame bell. No, it's just cracked.
I feel like his powers have always been underestimated in the X-Men universe. So I feel like, again, if it was just an out-and-out slugfest, I would have to go with Iceman.
Nice. Nice.
Ring. We have misplaced my bell, and by we I mean Mitch. He did that on purpose.
Yeah, it's hidden.
I truly didn't.
I say it still counts when she says ring. Oh,
I
you could
know.
just there you go, just hold up your. There we go.
Is that a cocktail shame?
That's a Cutwater shame. I'm not gonna class this up and call it a cocktail. This is pure Cutwater madness.
You're listening to The Geek Awakens with Mitch.
Matt.
Tabitha.
And Lydia.
I've never had Cutwater.
You're supposed to cut them with water.
And you don't.
Why would I do that?
Definitely didn't know that the first time.
Yeah. No, I have. I have had a fair amount of these, but the first experience Matt and I had with Cutwater.
With the margarita one.
Yeah, we were like, these are so good. And they were. We were just chilling. We were outside. We were inside. We were having a good time. And then all of a sudden, we could not function. And we were like, what just happened?
And then we looked at the bottom of the can and realized it was like, I don't know, like 12% or something for the margarita. We're like, oh, okay.
And we had like more than a 6-pack, I think, of them. And we were like, why are we like this?
A 6-pack, more than a 6-pack combined?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yeah, not each. Yeah. I think we would have been in
dangerous
territory if we had a 6-pack each.
I'm in
No.
danger.
I think we split a 6-pack and then we had like a couple extra that we had bought like single cans,
Yeah.
and we just the whole nope, never again.
Until the next time.
No, there was no next time. I got these tonight and I was like, this is a bad plan.
All right.
So can we appreciate that we got the first shame of the year before we even got through the intro?
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent job, Mitchell.
Thank you. Trying to make up for lost time like last year. So we're going to start tonight with... It's breaking news for us. It won't be breaking news by the time you listen to it. But, Matt, let's talk about some Oscar noms.
So the
Nom,
Oscar...
nom, nom.
No. Phenomenon? Oscar? What?
Phenomena.
Shame bell.
I just said nom 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 nom.
It was the way you said it. It gave me the heebies.
So this morning, the full list of Oscar nominations were released for 2026. And there were kind of a few surprises, but there were kind of also just like what people kind of expected. I guess essentially the biggest surprise is that Sinners dominated entirely, shattering the record with 16 total nominations. The record previously, I think, was 12 or
Sounds right.
13. And there's an additional category this year, so they thought that maybe that might help. The additional category was not even something Sinners was nominated in.
What's the new category?
Casting.
Oh.
So
Interesting. So does like the casting director get the award
I
for that one?
I
then,
believe
or-
so. Yeah, because I looked at the
Gets
list.
award for doing the literal job.
Right.
Must
That
be
would.
nice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't recognize any of the names on the casting list, so I assume yes, it's just the casting directors. But like, Michael B. Jordan was nominated for Best Actor
Once or twice.
just once.
Stupid.
But Sinners was included for Best Picture. There were some other ones which were, I guess, a little surprising. Like F1 got a number of nominations. What's it called? The one with One Battle After Another with Leonardo DiCaprio ended up with 13 nominations.
I haven't even heard of that one.
Yeah, same.
It's either Netflix or an Amazon Prime. I think it was in theaters for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, but then it's been on streaming already. So, so there were a lot. There were some interesting ones. Frankenstein, the Netflix version, got a number of nominations. Something like 8, I think, is what it tallied. Including, makeup and effects and cinematography in that one, which, it also got nominated for best, what was it, and adapted screenplay, which is a joke. It should have just been an original because that's really all it was. An A24 movie, Marty Supreme, also got nominated in a couple of categories. Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah, that's the ping pong movie, right?
I think so. I keep seeing stuff about it, but I don't think I've seen a trailer for it. So, but some standard names, some names we're familiar with, DiCaprio and Elle Fanning was nominated as well. Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn. So there's quite a lot going on. It'll be interesting to see as award season picks up on where kind of those fall. A lot of the horror community is super excited the fact that Sinners not just broke that record, but they got so many nominations to prove that it wasn't just a good horror movie, but it was a good movie overall. So we'll see if some of that horror finally gets its due.
Yeah, because that's not something that normally happens, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not the
And
slightest.
granted, it is very much an artistic horror movie, but I don't really know the last horror movie that got any nominations, really. So,
All right, well, let's go to the pull list. What's on our pull list this week? And we have just one comic to talk about this week. It is Spirit of the Shadows. It's out January 28th from Oni Press. Written by Nick Cagnetti and Daniel Ziegler with art by Nick Cagnetti. Eric LaRoe is dead, but he doesn't remember much about his life. In the spirit realm, one must appear as how they died, and can only change their appearance if they make it to the sacred realm. I can't say realm tonight.
Well,
Realm. That was even worse. That was underwhelming.
oh man.
But that explains why Eric is dressed as the mysterious spirit of the shadows. When I finished this issue, which it's issue 1 of 5, I think, yeah. I didn't know quite what to think, but as the day has gone on, and as much as I've kind of like let it sit and let it
Go.
sure
Fester.
fester, stew, whatever.
Percolate.
No. I have decided that I really enjoyed this. Right off the bat, the art is phenomenal. It has a weird, different vibe to it, and I'm here for it. The story itself, that's what I had to have like marinate.
Now he thinks of the word.
Yeah.
Mitch
Because-
is getting a thesaurus for Christmas next year.
So like I don't want to spoil anything, but like this takes some interesting turns to where I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to root for this protagonist, and that's a big thing for me. There's a difference between like, oh, I love to hate this guy versus I hate this guy. And I was kind of worried that it might be more towards the latter, but I think that even might be on purpose, and there's going to be more twists and turns as this miniseries goes on. That said, yeah, I'm definitely here for issue 2. Lydia, what'd you think?
I agree with a lot of what you said. The art is beautiful. I kind of feel like it almost dropped us off in the middle a little bit too much, and I know that's one thing Tabitha usually has an issue with. I had an issue with it in this issue. But it almost feels like it's too just disjointed right now. I kind of see where it's going, and I'm curious to see how the story progresses and if they kind of give him like a redemption arc, because it's kind of leaning right now that he's not as good of a guy as you're one to believe he is. But that was my biggest issue with it, I think, is that there was like so much disconnect between one scene and the next, and the story isn't quite there yet.
Yeah. Tabitha, what about you?
Yeah, Lydia kind of hit the nail on the head for me as well. Like, we dropped off a little too in the weeds of this story for me. And additionally, like, I like the art, but the dialogue in this was so hokey. I felt like I was watching an ABC Family, like, rom-com movie. Like, my love, Christina, I must go to her. Christina, my love. And I'm like, what? Why are we talking like this? Like, I was reading it in, like high school theater voices. Like, I can't with the dialogue in this. It was so over the top, so hokey. Like, the plot is there, and I honestly think some of the character development is there, but they gotta get somebody to figure out this dialogue sitch, or I'm done.
Matt, what about you?
I'm on board with everybody else as far as the artwork goes. I love it. I love the coloring. It's kind of like funky and like interesting. Like, we don't usually get super bright, like offsetting colors in a lot of the stuff we read. It tends to be a little bit more toned down, a little bit more, I guess, realistic. But I really loved all the colors. I love the art. I was definitely confused about how you show up in the spirit realm in basically the outfit that you died in. And I'm like, who dies wearing this like green mummy, white cape, hat, sitch? Like, I'm assuming it'll be explained, and you kind of see it as they jump back, and he's actually being buried. But like, what? Who wears that? I'm lost and confused on that part. It did feel a little disjointed in some places, but at the same time, I'm interested enough to at least go on through issue 2 and see if we can start to get an idea of who he is and where this whole thing is going to go.
All right, let's go to Trailer Takedown.
Let's get ready for Trailer Takedown!
And we only have 2 movies this time. Feel like usually whenever we do Trailer Takedown, it's like, hi, we have 10 movies to talk about. And it takes 7 hours. But we just got 2. We have an interesting matchup. We have Wuthering Heights, in quotation marks, versus Masters of the Universe. And I am going to start with the 2 people who submitted these. Matt, we'll start with you.
I know Tabitha hates me for this, but I have yet to read Wuthering Heights, regardless of the fact that this title is in quotes, and it's kind of like Frankenstein. Like, they waved the book over the plot, and they're like, here you go, here's the movie. But the trailer, until the second half of the trailer, pretty much had me lost. Like, I have a general idea of the plot of the book, but like, the plot for the first half of this trailer was completely non-existent. I'm like, I don't know what we're doing. I kind of like know who some of these characters are. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh wait, he's coming back from the dead and she's still in love with him and he's going to haunt her. The idea that they're making this a ridiculous love story is crazy, and putting it out on Valentine's Day, like, this is one of those stories that's the epitome of Gothic literature, for like very specific reasons. And again, to bill this as a Valentine's Day movie, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are disappointed when they go and see that this is not what they think it is. Masters of the Universe, it's a film that they have been talking about doing for pretty much since Dolph Lundgren hung up the sword from the first one.
Hung up the loincloth?
Yeah.
Right over there.
Yeah.
Why do you always say shit like that when I'm drinking? Do you do that on purpose?
For that reason.
Rude.
So after years, we're finally getting this movie. We got a trailer. Teaser trailer dropped yesterday morning. I grew up on He-Man. Like, I grew up on a lot of cartoons, but like, He-Man was one of those things that I watched all of. Loved He-Man. Had all the figurines. So I've been waiting for this to see how this actually plays out. The parts of this, and yes, I'm going to completely nerd out. The parts of this that take place in Eternia, look fantastic. The character designs look great. The sword is spot on. I even can deal with the fact that like they put He-Man in his classic like chest piece, and instead of doing a fuzzy loincloth, they like kind of made it a little bit less, more just like leather, like a like a Trojan War kind of like piece. My problem with this is the Earth moments, like him going to Earth, like that never happens in the cartoon. He always lives in Eternia, and then comes back, and you know that this is going to be Skeletor trying to take over Earth, and that part already kind of irritates me, but I'm here enough for the rest of it that at this point I'm going to go 9 points for Masters of the Universe and 1 for quote-unquote Wuthering Heights.
Tabitha.
Okay, so I promised myself no tirades this evening, but
Oh, where's the fun in that?
I know I'm trying to keep my blood pressure low. You saw my blood pressure really high like 4 times this week, Mitch. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I need you to not have like a massive heart attack in my house.
But this might be fun to haunt.
Yeah,
More fun than your car and or our offices.
true.
Yeah.
And it still remains to be seen. This house may already be haunted,
Oh my God,
so like you could have ghost friends.
A friend. I've always wanted a friend. So, people I don't think are going to be disappointed in Wuthering Heights being released as a Halloween, as a Valentine's Day movie, because this bastardized bullshit version of it has made it a romance movie. Announcement to the people, not only ones in this room, but everyone listening and everyone in the entire world. Wuthering Heights is not a love story. Wuthering Heights is a story of obsession and madness and death, and Kate Bush's Wuthering Heights song where she just yodels Kathy for like 5 minutes is a better adaptation than whatever the fuck this movie is about to be. I have never been so irritated. So I told you guys earlier that I watched an interview with the director of this movie. She effectively said in that interview, well, I made this movie because of what I wanted Wuthering Heights to be. Okay, bitch, then get on AO3 or Wattpad and write yourself a fanfic and then make that into a screenplay and don't call it fucking Wuthering Heights. Problem solved. You didn't even bother to Stephanie Meyer this bullshit. You just took the original name and decided you were going to pretend to make a movie about it. Where Margot Robbie's tits are out and Jacob Elordi is white. Like, Heathcliff is...
His tits also are out, though.
His tits are also out. Everyone's tits are out. In period inaccurate clothing. It's fine. I'm not mad.
Ghosts out, tits out.
God. This is... If you want a movie that's what you wanted Wuthering Heights to be, then write your own script. Write your own movie. Figure out your own plot. Don't make Charlotte Bronte's corpse turn over in her grave like a freaking tornado, because that's what's happening right now, and as it should be. Like, this is horrible. The trailer is horrible. The music is horrible. The actor is horrible. Everything is horrible. It's horrible. I will hate watch this once. I will post about it aggressively on the line, and then I will pretend it never happened. And now I think everyone in the room should read Wuthering Heights because, and listening, because it is a wonderful exploration of madness and like social reform and racism. Because again, Heathcliff isn't white. Just FYI, everybody.
He's a cat.
Yeah, he's orange. No, he is not white, and that is the whole premise, that they won't let them be in love because he's not fucking white. So irritated. Okay, I'm off my tirade. Master of the Universe gets literally all of my points because fuck quote-unquote Wuthering Heights. No points for you. Sorry you're not creative enough to write your own play, but think you can, or write your own movie, but you think you can direct one. I don't stand for women's rights and wrongs in this situation. Get fucked. Cheers.
All right, then.
All right.
That is also the most amount of F-bombs I've ever dropped on this podcast, and I think I should be applauded for it.
I'm just so glad that I don't bother to edit that. Yeah.
Thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome. If this episode gets taken down, you know why.
It's because old girl that thinks she's too good for Wattpad reported it.
So, I also disliked the Wuthering Heights trailer, but for different reasons. It's just because historical, whether accurate or inaccurate, historical time dramas like this, just don't do it for me. Like, this looks like a movie that would be shown in my European history class or whatever, and I would fall asleep during. Yeah. Master of the Universe, I get what you're saying about the Earth scenes. I did chuckle at a few of them, at a few parts. I loved that his nameplate said he, him.
Yeah, I did appreciate that.
Yeah. So I think that there's a line, a fine line. And as long as they don't cross that, I'm cool with the Earth scenes. I'm fine with taking this different direction in He-Man's origins. If, the movie is 2.5 hours and the first hour and 15 minutes are spent on Earth, then we have a problem, and at this point, I think it's too early to tell, how far that's going to go. That said, I feel like this is going to be one of those adaptations that won't take itself too seriously at times, which could be good, could be bad. Again, I'm being hopeful that it's for good. Not wicked.
That's not the movie we're talking about.
So for that, and just for, the nerd inside of me, gross.
I didn't say anything.
Master of the Universe gets all my points. Lydia.
What were we talking about? All right. So yeah, I apologize. I also have not read Wuthering Heights, but I know enough about it to know that is not what it is supposed to be. The historical inaccuracies of the costumes, the fact that, they took this character that was decently attractive and then made him look like whatever the hell that was in the second part of the trailer. Why are they licking the wall?
That's like maybe the only part they actually get right, because they're all fucking crazy.
I mean, fair, but it gave me the ick.
But see, okay, and I forgot about this. Yeah, the whole Jacob Elordi licking the wall, that's kind of like his Saltburn.
Ew. Don't like it. Masters of the Universe. I think some of my biggest problems with this is also, I feel like the whole starting off on Earth or ending up on Earth thing has become such a big movie trope for all these things now, and I'm over it. Well, some of them were funny. I will give them that. But then we get to
Eternia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say it's been a minute. We get there, and all I can see is how crappy the CGI is. It's like, how did we go from things like Lord of the Rings to now? I am upset. I get that they were still trying to kind of go for the cartoony vibe. They went a little too far. It looks bad. However, I am much more likely to watch that than the wall licking. So they can have
that could have been the name.
Wall licking heights. I got an angry tweet to write or something. I'll be right back.
But so yeah, Masters of the Universe can have all of my points. Also, I really want to know what Skeletor sounds like. If he doesn't have the right voice, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, that's going to be a question because it's Jared Leto.
Oh.
Yeah.
Him
no.
or his abs?
I mean, his abs are already there in the trailer, but
His abs don't do the talking.
No.
He couldn't
We should
even
train Jared Leto's abs to talk.
He couldn't even do a Joker voice. We expect him to do a Skeletor voice. What are we thinking, people?
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to turn out. Which maybe that's why we didn't get that in the trailer, because
They were afraid it was going to piss too many people off.
could be. It could be. I don't know. Until next time.
So,
Can't believe me again.
so with a score of 1 to 39, Masters of the Universe wins this week's trailer takedown. Matt, how does it feel to be the only person to give a point to Wuthering Heights?
I mean, to be fair, it was a pity point.
This is a Wuthering Heights hate podcast.
A hate cast, if
Yes.
you will.
That's just me.
All right, let's go to gut reaction.
Gut reaction.
And we're going to start off with something that is kind of new, again, to us right now, not necessarily to you listening. So, Tor Publishing has announced that they are creating a new imprint called Wild Thorn Books. It's going to be tailored to like science fiction, fantasy, paranormal mystery, magical realism, basically a bunch of different genres that don't necessarily fit into their normal stuff. The first book that has been announced will be released in January of 2027. It is The Stars Look Like Home, written by TJ Klune. It is told from the perspective of a dog who is, quote, in search of a great life. Now, it's already been established that the dog lives.
Good.
I was about to have to go fight TJ Klune, and that felt
No.
like a lot of work.
In his announcement post on Instagram, he specifically says, "Don't worry, the dog lives."
Yeah.
I don't want to have to fight him. He seems so nice.
So he said, quote, I cannot wait for readers to meet the main character, Burke, a dog who is, well, he's a bit of a drama queen, to be honest. But he has a heart as big as the universe, and his story is one I am so honored to tell. Also, the title is from a Britney Spears song. So just go with it. Giving this a thumbs up. TJ Klune is one of those authors that I will buy his book synopsis unread because I know that I will enjoy it, even though I will complain at his 50-plus page chapters sometimes. It's fine. Still very anxious to read this book. Matt.
I'm torn because torn. Not Natalie Imbruglia.
Nothing's right.
Just please don't lie naked on my floor.
It's too cold for
No promises. No, I'm torn about this because one, I love TJ Klune. I love his books. However he wants to categorize it, cool. Absolutely love it. Go for it. You know that the book is going to be phenomenal no matter what. My issue here is more with Tor. Tor started out as hard science fiction and fantasy. And as genre bending has become more and more popular, they have just taken those authors and things that are primarily one genre or another that fit science fiction or fantasy or even magical realism and published them anyways under the Tor masthead. I don't understand the reason now to create a new imprint when this is what you've already been doing. And Tor is such an internationally well-known name for these types of books. Why add a new publishing imprint that everybody's gonna be like, who published this? And like, oh, it's Tor, but it's their imprint. Well, why? That's the part that just doesn't make any sense to me. So either way, I'm gonna go thumbs up.
Tabitha.
I'm kind of with Matt. I'm a little torn. I hate that you use that.
Sorry.
Stuck in my head. I'm a little, I guess, confused about why they've decided now. Also, in the day and age where we've talked about this romantasy, quote unquote, category that has rolled out, that Tor has started publishing a little bit of too. If you were going to make an imprint for anything, make it for that. So people who want to read fantasy but are not looking for everybody to be banging 24/7 in their fantasy world when they haven't showered in 6 years,
Or at all.
or ever.
The characters or the reader?
It doesn't matter. Probably both. Like, make your imprint that, because I feel like they've been doing like this cozy mystery, like like, I feel like that's just been part of Tor for forever. Like, why are you breaking that out? Like, what are you going to hyper focus on in your regular imprint if that's going to be your focus for this imprint?
Yep.
But whatever, remains to be seen. Thumbs up for TJ Klune, obviously. So I'm going to go on this entire thing. I'm going to go thumbs sideways.
Lydia.
Overall, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up, I think, and then 100% giving TJ Klune a thumbs up, especially for the fact that he even announced it's okay, the dog doesn't die, because I feel like anything with a dog nowadays, that's everyone's first thought is, I swear to God, if this dog dies, I'm going to riot.
Thanks, John Wick.
To be fair, I Am Legend kind of did it first.
Yeah. And I also look up every single book, movie, TV show ever on doesthedogdie.com before I will even turn it on.
I also love that is a website.
Same. I don't know who runs that, but if you're out there, you're literally saving my entire mental sanity, so thank you.
That would be awful if, like, on April Fool's Day.
Flipped everything.
Yep.
What kind of monster?
Mitch.
Just to be safe, maybe don't visit that website on April Fool's Day.
Fair.
Yeah.
I also don't watch enough TV for it to really be a problem, so they'd be okay.
As you were saying.
That was all.
Oh, you were done.
I'm done.
I do also want to point out real quick, I'm not going in my normal Tabitha, Matt, Lydia like order because Matt and Tabitha sat flip-flopped.
This is how we've always sat when we've come to your house. I always
The
sit
last
here.
2 times you guys have been flipped.
Have we really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even realize.
We did.
Oh.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Tripping.
You do you.
That's
We
why
need to switch it now.
that's why he had the second mic and you've had he had the third mic and you had the fourth. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's fine. I guess. But you're not in trouble. I'm not mad.
Just disappointed.
You better be talking to Matt because I don't give a shit.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Matt, let's talk about Robot Chicken.
So it's been 20 years since Robot Chicken was a thing.
No,
Yeah, right?
What?
Mm-hmm.
I broke a hip.
Yeah. So there's been discussion for a while about doing a reboot, reimagining, re-release, whatever. Basically, at this point, we don't know to what degree. We don't know how many episodes. We don't know if it's a one-shot special. But there will be a return of Robot Chicken to some degree in the somewhat near future. So we'll see. We'll see what we end up getting. But I don't know. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind like a retrospective kind of like, hey, we're back kind of thing. So thumbs up.
Tabitha.
I loved Robot Chicken. Thumbs up.
Lydia.
So I never really watched it when it was on. I've watched more of it since then because, like, I've watched all the Batman things with Kevin. But it's not really my cup of tea as far as humor goes. But you guys are happy, so thumbs up.
Yeah, Robot Chicken, that's one of those things that I've watched sparingly, and I've found a lot of it funny, but yeah, it's not something that I watched habitually. But still, this sounds cool. Thumbs up to Robot Chicken. Thumbs down to Matt for making me feel old.
Yeah, that too.
Tabitha, speaking of old stuff coming back, let's talk about Buffy.
So I think we've talked about it before, but we are getting a new Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. It has an official title now, and Sarah Michelle Gellar has explained and like come out to speak in praise of it. It's going to be on Hulu, and it is going to be called something, and I can't get anything to load. Everything's great.
It's a weird name.
I know, right? It's very long. I'm just going to read her little press release that she did. It's not a sequel. It's not a reboot. It's a continuation. Buffy, New Sunnydale. It's Buffy, but it's also something else. So as a lifelong Buffy fan, I have been super excited for this pretty much since the get-go. I was a little trepidatious until Sarah Michelle Gellar signed on with it, and then I was like, okay, because she's not going to let Buffy come back if it's going to be bad, or it's not going to be Buffy anymore. So I'm giving this a huge thumbs up. I love it. I love that they're bringing it back, and I love that they're not rebooting it. I love that it's not rehashing the Slayer story. We're just continuing on where we left off. We're just getting more Buffy, not new Buffy. Thumbs up.
Lydia.
I'm excited, but I also really need to go back and rewatch Buffy because I don't know when the last time I saw it is. And that's going to take a long time. But it's worth it. Thumbs up.
Yeah. I'm also going to give this a thumbs up. It's nice that, yeah, they're not doing a sequel where it's like Buffy, the new class, or or a reboot, you know, just picking up where they left off. Was never a Buffy fan, but I still like that idea. Matt.
We're about, halfway through?
More than.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to finish it before this releases, but I love this. I think this is great, especially the fact that she's signed on, so thumbs up.
So MTV hasn't been known for music videos for a long time. However, content creator Flexosaurus Rex, never thought I would say that, has come up with a solution to anyone who misses the art form. MTV Rewind plays nonstop, ad-free music videos spanning 6 decades. There is no algorithm, though if you want to narrow down the types of videos to see, there are channels dedicated to each decade by region or record label. There's also like playlists like exclusive to like the Beatles and I want to say maybe the Grateful Dead, you know, and a bunch of other categories. I'm giving this a thumbs up. In my late teens, early 20s, I loved MTV, VH1. Like I would start my day by watching music videos. And the fact that it's not going to be an algorithm, it's going to be, for lack of a better term, randomized, kind of like how, you know, MTV, VH1 was, you know, back in that day. I am definitely here for this. My only wish, even though this is VH1, not MTV, I only wish there was a pop-up video version of this, but still thumbs up. Matt.
I think this is a good way to do this, considering that MTV has completely gone the way of the dodo. So thumbs up.
Teba.
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited about this. One of my favorite things, like even now, is to pull up like YouTube videos of my like favorite band and like put those on while I like clean or do laundry or something. So this is going to like bring back that TRL nostalgia for me. Thumbs up.
Lydia.
So I am me, and I always watch CMT over MTV, but you know, country music, so it makes sense. But I like the idea. Giant thumbs up.
Nice. Lydia, let's talk about Iron Lung.
Yeah. I actually wanted to talk about this for a while because it just has gotten like bigger and bigger as we've waited. So Iron Lung is going to be a movie that's coming out on the 30th of January. That is written, produced, directed, edited, and starring Markiplier, Mark Fishbach, who is a YouTuber. Iron Lung is a adaptation of a horror game that came out in 2022. It is a like single room game. You are in basically a submarine that goes to a planet and into an ocean of blood, trying to find civilization basically because it's after the rapture. But he played this video game back when it came out in 22. Loved it so much that he was like, this needs to be a movie. And he took that and he ran with it, and he has literally worn all the hats for this. They filmed it in 2023 between March and May, and then SAG-AFTRA strikes happened, so it got delayed. Initially, when they were going to release this, because you know it's an indie film, didn't really think it was going to get a whole lot of traction. It was just going to be like limited release, just kind of local theaters, things like that. There has been such a surge from his fans, from fans of the game, that this is now in all of the big theater chains, Regals, AMC, all those, in more than 2,500 screens all over the world now, because initially he thought it was just going to be U.S. It is now in U.S., Canada, UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand. Like, it is all over the place. And it is already at $5 million in pre-sales for tickets.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about this. I've watched Markiplier's stuff for years. I love the fact that he took something that he loves so much and went, hey, everyone else needs to see this. And they're not making it step for step like the game. They're giving more context and all that. The creator of the game is involved with it. I think he actually has a cameo in the movie, so that's fun too. And the other fun fact about this movie is they used more than 80,000 gallons of fake blood for this movie. So I am excited. I love this. Giant thumbs up. I can't wait to go see this.
I'm giving this a thumbs up. I love the background. I love, the history and everything that you talked about. 0% chance I actually see this movie because the description that you gave, just the description, gave me the heebs. Matt.
Yeah, everything about this is fantastic. I love that he did this. He brought it to life. That he's worldwide release. It's probably going to give me an anxiety attack because, a submarine underwater.
Same.
Underblood.
Underblood, yeah. I'm not a big fan of anything submerged. So, but at the same time, I think this is awesome. So huge thumbs up for getting this done.
Tabitha.
If you had told me it was in a basement full of blood, I would have been out. But you said a submarine full of blood, or a submarine in an ocean full of blood, and I'm in. I love water, even if it's blood. Yeah, like incredible job on just sticking to your guns and finding something you wanted to create, and that's amazing. Thumbs up.
Oh, and also, it actually has officially been announced that it is getting its own popcorn bucket in the Regal theaters.
Oh.
So
That could be cool.
It's just a bucket full of blood.
it's a creature.
Popcorn.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very creepy looking, but it's cool.
But you also get red dye to pour over the popcorn.
Hot.
Yeah. Matt, let's get some Oreos.
I mean, how many do you want?
Want or
Two.
can afford?
I don't know what the price is on these, so I can't tell you. But Marvel and Oreo are doing a crossover. There are going to be 4 limited edition collectible packs and 32 character designs imprinted on these Oreos. You'll be able to create your own Avengers. And then dunk them in milk and eat them.
Always wanted to do that.
As Thanos intended.
So the 4 packs are Avengers, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and X-Men. You've got everybody from Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, obviously the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, Venom, Wolverine, Storm, Beast, Magneto, Professor X. And the rumor is that the cream may change colors on these 2. Of course, it'll change colors when you lick it.
Of course.
Checks out.
So, pre-sale starts on January 26th, and you can go to oreo.com/unwrapthecollab. Hate that. And then they'll start arriving in stores on February 2nd for a limited time while supplies last, as always does. So, this is insane. It's ridiculous. The designs look kind of cool, so I'm gonna go thumbs sideways. Just unnecessary, but cool at the same time.
Tabitha.
I kind of want to eat Spider-Man cookies with rage. Crumble them up and like put them in milk and like pretend I'm drowning Peter Parker. So thumbs up.
Lydia.
While it's fun, all the different like Oreo collabs, it's like Oreos are expensive enough as it is. I just want to eat my cookie. I don't want to have to spend this much money on it. So I'm going thumb sideways because Oreos shouldn't be that pricey.
I was ready to go thumbs down because this kind of cross promotion is unnecessary. B, 4 different packs of cross promotion, very unnecessary. However, I do love it when things change color. So we're going thumb sideways.
Specifically when you lick it or just in general?
Just in general. Yeah.
Just wanted to clarify.
What do you have? -1 shame.
I like how that was
You
a
don't even
deciding
have a
factor.
shame.
Tabitha, let's talk about Romeo and Juliet and who else?
Godzilla. So Matt actually shared this with the group and then kindly let me borrow it for this podcast. So we are getting a Godzilla King of the Monsters Masterpiece Theater. It's going to be a 4-issue line of one-shot comics that's going to drop Godzilla into a bunch of famous works of literature. The first one that's coming out is Romeo and Juliet in Godzilla, written by Adam Tierney and drawn by Sean Peacock. It's coming out from IDW Entertainment. The cover of this looks fantastic. Very excited. At the end of this first issue is Godzilla and Robin Hood little spinoff. So I'm very excited to see what the rest of these are going to be. This story specifically is going to be blending feuding families, budding romance, and large-scale destruction of Verona. So basically, like, I'm assuming that Juliet's balcony is just gonna like go the way of like a tower or something. I don't know. I'm very interested to see how this is going to work. It goes on sale on March 2nd. It's going to be 52 pages and going to be $7.99, and I am buying this. I love a fun crossover. I think the art of this looks fantastic. Like, I have always wanted to see what would happen if Godzilla invaded in Fair Verona, where we lay our scene. Like, come on. Thumbs up. I'm stoked.
Lydia.
Thumbs up. I don't have anything else to say. This is fantastic.
Yeah, no, definite thumbs up. There have been other Godzilla crossover comics that I have not been interested in. I am very interested in this. This sounds amazing. Matt.
This is just fantastic. I love everything about this. I hope to see Godzilla eat a number of these people. So, thumbs up.
So,
Trying to figure out who he's going to eat first.
Yes, I'm like having this like vision of like him eating the fryer, and then like the whole story goes off the rails because he can't screw everything up.
So I'm already thinking about that Robin Hood thing and watching him eat Prince John.
I think Godzilla is Prince John.
So, following last year's Batman Deadpool crossovers, this year we'll have DC and Marvel putting out their own crossovers of Superman and Spider-Man. Each one-shot will have a full-length story that teams up the two heroes, along with backup stories featuring the supporting characters of each world. Superman/Spider-Man will release in late March, while Spider-Man/Superman will release in April. I'm giving this a thumbs up. These are two of my favorite superheroes. I am totally here for this. Give it to me now. Matt.
This sounds fun. It sounds interesting. I feel like Superman is just going to treat Spider-Man like he treats Jimmy Olsen. So we'll go thumbs up because I think this is a fun, interesting like mashup.
Tabitha.
It's going to vastly depend on what version of Superman we get. Do we get like jokey yokey Superman where he's like going along with Peter Parker's bullshit, or do we get like stern, I'm here to save the world, not fuck around Superman?
I'm gonna be your dad.
Yeah.
I'd read that.
I'd read that. You walked into that one, Matthew.
That's the one time you like Peter Parker.
I mean, these are arguably my two least favorite superheroes from DC and Marvel combined, but again, it really depends on what iteration of Superman you get. Because if it's grumpy Superman, not willing to put up with any of Peter Parker's bullshit, I'm here for it. But if it's, we're gonna have a great time, Superman, I'm not here
/ Mickey Mouse.
That's what Superman sounds like in my head when he's being weird and like, okay, everything's fine, I'm just an alien, it's cool. So it'll depend. Thumbs sideways.
Lydia.
Okay, first off, how did I not realize there was a Batman and Deadpool comic that actually happened?
Yeah, there was Batman, Deadpool, and Deadpool Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that those were a thing, and I need to go find those now because that sounds fantastic.
I think I still have mine. If I do, I'll let you borrow them because for me, it was just mid.
Yeah.
But
still sounds fun.
Yeah.
I agree with Tabitha in this, as it's going to depend on what direction they go with this. Thumb sideways.
So, a TV adaptation of the popular webcomic Lore Olympus is on its way to Prime Video. This has been in the works since at least 2019, and if I'm not mistaken, we've talked about it.
Yeah. Yep.
From the official synopsis, quote, witness what the gods do after dark. The friendships and the lies, the gossip and the wild parties, and of course, forbidden love. Because it turns out the gods aren't so different from us after all, especially when it comes to their problems. Stylish and immersive, this is one of mythology's greatest stories, the taking of Persephone as has never been told before. I'm going to give this a thumb sideways for a couple different reasons. One, I remember when we talked about this years ago, me being like, ooh, this sounds really good, I want to read this, and I never have. But more importantly, because we have been waiting so long for this has to be good. Otherwise, because Lore Olympus is a very popular webcomic. And if this doesn't live up to fans' expectations, especially if they've been waiting this long, they go and be pissed off. So, thumb sideways until at least we get a trailer. Matt.
In all reality, these gods are raunchy enough without this web comic making it worse and bringing it in present day. I don't know. I just don't have any interest in this. I haven't. At first I was like, oh, cool, some like mythology stuff. And I was like, oh, this is like spicy, romantic-y, like teenage angst versions. And I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. So I think you're right. I think it's going to have to live up to the hype because it's so popular, but I just can't care about this one. So thumbs down.
Tabitha.
So I'm going to go thumb sideways, simply because when we originally started talking about this, it was when Lore Olympus was still a webcomic. It has gotten so big. When it originally came out, it wasn't like that. It was the tale of Persephone, but it was more like fun and jovial, and like you got a lot more like background on the characters, and there was like some plot building and things like that. And then it got popular, and then it started not being as popular. So the writers took it in a different direction, and then is when it became very romantic and a little spicy and more like pop culture-y and like lost its original like charm. Like I used to read Lore Olympus pretty religiously. I haven't read it since that took that turn. What they're basing the show on is after that turn. So I'm going to go thumb sideways because I think the character development is there and I think the plot was there originally. But since that whole we have to spice it up or people aren't going to read it anymore thing, it's just for me. So
Lydia.
Pretty much everything Tabitha just said, with the way it kind of has changed over the years and like the way it's grown in popularity, and as things do, you know, when they become popular, that's when they get ruined. But yeah, we have been talking about this. I feel like we've talked about this more than once, about this being a show. Until we see a trailer and I can actually like have proof that it's happening, I'm going thumb sideways, because is it actually happening, or are we gonna wait 4 more years?
4 more years. Matt, let's talk about Fortnite.
You just like triggered a memory from my body like cringed.
So I just have all the collaborations apparently tonight. So Wizards of the Coast is going to be working with Fortnite, and Dungeons and Dragons is going to be showing up in the world of Fortnite. The interesting thing about this is it's not an official connection with Fortnite and Epic Games. This is actually going to be working with two of the two leading community creators, Chartis and TerraVision Games. What these two community creators are doing is that they are creating basically islands that will have aspects of D&D built in. So in these islands, like, you'll be able to visit key locations in the Forgotten Realms. You'll be able to visit taverns and the Spine of the World Mountains. So it's kind of bringing those aspects in on a more creative sense, and not an official, like, I guess, money-making venture. I'm sure Wizards of the Coast will see some kickback as, you know, people play these and they buy, you know, more Dungeons and Dragons stuff. But I think it's interesting they're doing it with content creators and not directly with them. The article I found even gives you the codes for the island. So when you go to the game, you'll have to enter the specific code to get to that content creator's island for this. So there's a couple of different ones. There's box fights, treasure, dungeon death run, a boss fight, and a zombie dragon adventure. So as much as I'm not for Fortnite, I think this is a fun, interesting way to do this kind of content. So I feel like it's probably going to be done better than just dropping some skins and some basic weapons in the game. So thumbs up.
Teppa.
Yeah, this sounds like it's going to be cool because I know sometimes those Fortnite collabs are not actually collabs. They're just like people wearing the costumes, and then it's
some of the disappointment from the kids when they do these live events.
Yeah,
they're like, that was 15 minutes, and that was dumb.
Yeah, like this actually feels like it's going to be more immersive, and it's actually going to like bring in some like D&D like stuff versus like just
the fact you'll be able to visit locations that if you've read the books or played the game you'll recognize, I think is cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I'm going to, but because of the history that they've had with these like combo like mashup things, I'm gonna go thumb sideways because they're like marketing it is cool, but like is it actually going to be as immersive as we think it is? So thumb sideways.
Lydia.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they've also had problems in the past where they've like done a quote unquote collab and it was just they decided to pull something into the game without actually getting permission, and they actually got in trouble for that. So this sounds a lot better than previous things. I'm curious to see how some of these like locations and stuff and the things you can visit and all that kind of tie into how Fortnite works as a game. So I'm going to go thumb sideways because I'm still kind of iffy on if it's going to be good or not, but it has potential.
Yeah. I'm going to go thumbs up. Two things that I normally don't really care about, but it sounds interesting. It sounds like if you do like those two things, you'll be really happy. So I'm happy for you. All right. This is our last story for the night. And I thought about keeping it in gut reaction, but this is last story territory. So there's a play. It's called Mr. Burns, a post-electric play. It's being adapted into a movie that will be directed by Boots Riley. And I apologize in advance. I didn't get the name of the playwright. And I'm not going to take a huge pause. So looks like Lydia might be looking it up. Mr. Burns, a post-electric play. So Mr. Burns, it's a post-apocalyptic dark comedy set a century in the future where live entertainment consists entirely of pop culture. 6 survivors perform a complete retelling of the classic Simpsons episode Cape Fear, before becoming a traveling theater troupe who perform darker retellings of other Simpsons episodes. Have you found the author?
I have. I'm just too busy looking at the pictures of the play. Now I'm very uncomfortable. Play is by Anne Washburn. And these pictures are nightmare fuel.
Oh, God.
Oh! Nope.
No.
Nope. If this was still gut reaction, all of my thumbs are down. I'm borrowing everyone else's thumbs and turning them down. Call me Dr. Frankenstein. That's awful. I never want to look at that ever again.
Just what is happening?
What?
I'm gonna wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and call all of you fuckers and be like, I'm awake because of this stupid story.
I was already here for it, but like after seeing these pictures, I am here for this.
No.
You are here alone.
Oh, I bet not Seth would be interested.
It is Simpsons, so
Yeah.
that's fair.
Well, you guys have fun.
Right?
Yeah, enjoy that so much.
Just report back.
Actually, don't.
Or don't.
Don't do that at all. Keep it to yourself.
This play is 3 acts, guys.
I thought you were about to say it's 3 hours.
I mean, it very well could be.
Yeah.
No.
I wonder.
I was almost on board. I was like, that could be kind of fun. That could be kind of creative until the costuming. And now no.
I think I need to talk to some people in local Springfield theater, see if we can
No.
get this here. I'll direct.
But who's going to go to it? Because if you're directing and it's just going to be not Seth.
And I love you. I am not auditioning.
It's okay. You're already cast.
And I always come to see your performances, but I will stand outside this one with a sign and protest it.
I'll stand out there with you in the costume he's probably going to try to force me into.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll be like, look what he's done to my friend.
I'll just make sure it's like during the coldest weekend of the year.
How are you going to
So
get that
right
done
now?
tomorrow?
I like the cold.
Okay, the hottest weekend of the year.
You might be onto something because I won't stand outside during that. I'll protest from the comfort of my air-conditioned home.
Or like right inside the theater.
Yeah, be
The
like, it's too hot outside. Sorry, guys. Here's me and my sign.
All right. Well, I have some phone calls to make. So everybody say bye.
Somebody help me.
Somebody get Mitch's phone.
That's going to do it for this episode of The Geek Awakens. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, then shoot us an email at thegeekawakenspodcast@gmail.com.
It would be a shame if you didn't follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Geek Awakens Podcast or on Blue Sky at The Geek Awakens.
Music provided and created by E. Cannon Beats.
Logo created and designed by Shay McCain.
That's it for this week. We're boldly gone.